Welcome to the Scrolliseum. These talented trainers are about to face off to see who's the best at creating champion characters with unusual skills. Will the underdogs take down the heavy favorites? It's time to get champed up. In this first step, the trainers will be 20 seconds remain. Players need to name their character. The trainers are now moving on to creating a It's time for the main event. Here comes our first opponents. And in this corner we've got... These two will battle to see who is the champion of being rotten. Oh, it's too close to call. Some extra cash goes to the underdog. What's that smell? In this corner, we've got... They'll be facing off against We'll decide once and for all who is the champion of seducing this player. They're evenly matched. What a dominating performance! This has become a one-sided match. Everyone wants to this. Now entering the ring. And opposing them will be... one of them will be crowned the champion of being flawless. This is getting drawn out. What a battle! You did wake up like this. Next up, it'll be versus. These two are facing off to see who is the champion of ye old times. We're witnessing greatness. Tis about most wicked, my lord. Moving on, we've got versus. One of them will walk out as the champion of pacifism. It's anyone's fight. Talk about a character assassination. Now that's how you don't fight. Make way for versus. Only one of them can be the champion of being single. We're watching a scribble quibble. It's nobody wants to touch it. And that takes us to halftime. Here are the scores. 20-second warning. Name those characters. Seconds remain. Players need to name their character. It's the second half, which means it's time for the tag teams. Let's start things off with our first two fighters. Well, you hate to see this. It's a forfeit. And the cheese stands alone. Two new fighters enter the ring. One of them will be the champion of being raised by wolves. Back and forth they go. Oh, what a huge blow. Can they counter? It's not over yet. Here's the next title up for grabs. The champion of life coaches. Will the trainers keep their characters or swap out? This is pure pandemonium! The kid gloves are off now. That's incredible! Nothing can stop these two. Here's our next matchup. Who is the champion of leftovers? Get out the popcorn. This is a good battle. We'll declare a winner after this next match. The champion of food poisoning. The trainers have a decision to make. This is what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. This is getting interesting. versus the world mentality certainly paid off. It's time for our next bout. You will decide who is the champion of beauty pageants. What a battle! This next contest could swing things. The champion of May I Speak to Your Manager? Will the players tag out? Let's find out. They're tagging out. Is that all she wrote? What a dynamic duo! Here are the next two fighters. Well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. A solo victory! What a feat! Moving on. One of them will be the champion of the swamp. I don't believe what I'm seeing. It all comes down to this next match. The champion of misunderstood monsters. What will the trainers do? Let's see. The pen is fightier. What a stud! Okay, folks, that was the final match. The judges are tallying the final scores, and we have a winner! Welcome to the Scrolliseum. These talented trainers are about to face off to see who's the best at creating champion characters with unusual skills. Will the underdogs take down the heavy favorites? It's time to get champed up! In this first step, the trainers will be prompted to draw and It's time to name those characters. The trainers are now moving on to Name those characters. It's time for the main event. Here comes our first Brave Warrior versus, well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. What a scam! Here's our next competitor versus, well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. You don't want to see this under a black light. Up next. And in this corner we've got, well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. Burn it with fire! Up next, they'll be facing off against, these two are competing to be the champion of soothing. They're trading punches. The pen is fightier. Some extra cash goes to the underdog. Let's just all stay calm. Up next. And opposing them will be, well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. What does this mean? Up next. versus one of them will walk out as the champion of poor decisions. Back and forth they go. Who wants it more? Smells like regret. Here are the scores as we head into halftime. Name those characters! "20-second warning, name those characters." It's the second half, which means it's time for the tag teams. Each matchup will include Up next, who is the champion of feeling gassy? They're evenly matched. Now they'll be battling for this title. The champion of powerful auras. It's decision time. It's a scroll brawl. Teammate, not this fighter. Moving on. You will decide who is the champion of the wedding reception. Now this is a duel. Here's the next contest. The champion of being the hero this city needs. Here we go. Holy smokes, I didn't see that coming. This is brutal. Here come the reinforcements. I would hate to be on the receiving end of that blow. These two, they just work so well together. Up next. Well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. What a Herculean effort. Let's start things off with our first two fighters. Well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. They did the work of two fighters. Two new fighters enter the ring. Well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. This, folks, is what a hero looks like. Here's our next matchup. Well, you hate to see this, it's a forfeit. Stands alone. Okay, folks, that was the final match. The judges are tallying the final scores, and we have a winner.
Cheers, they can feel the drums pound like a heartbeat. Let's go. Time to compete, switch, slash. Now you're drawing, ding, ding. Time for brawling. Who will be the GOAT? It depends on the vote. Enter the stadium. Who is your challenger? Soon when the battle starts, will you have what it takes? two, stakes are higher than